right now we are hiking up towards Spartan. You can see some of the view behind me here. It's actually pretty nice on the way up, so I think, I'm not even sure if we're going to go all the way up, but we might. The thing is, I've done this hike a couple of times before, and there are some really cool angles and compositions on the way up. So I actually think that we might just go about 2/3 of the way and be happy about that if we get some good shots. But we'll see about that. The conditions look very nice so far. Clouds are smooth and the light is pretty good already. But we'll see what happens later. A lot can happen in a few hours. Okay, my first composition for this hike, and what you see behind me here is Breitinden. It's the tallest mountain at Senja, just a little over 1,000 meters. And this is actually on the way up to Barden, the mountain we are hiking towards. We're not even sure if we are going to hike all the way up there because the view is not that spectacular for pictures. So not too many people go there, and thus not too many people get to see this view. We just reached the top, but we are a little bit late. We spent so much time on the first spot there, so I'm not sure if there's going to be any more pictures for this hike, but we decided to wait here for a little while because these days the sun barely sets, so it's actually down right now, but it should be rising again pretty soon, so we are going to wait just a little bit. Maybe we are lucky to get some light just poking through. It will rise around here somewhere, so you can see it's pretty cloudy there, but with just a little opening we might get lucky. So what we have behind me here is actually Segla, and you have the Three Kings in the background there. Those are pretty cool mountains. I think I will use my 105mm lens and zoom in on those, but there's no use taking that picture right now because the mountains right now, they just kind of merge together. There's no light to separate them, so we'll just have to wait and see. After hiking for hours yesterday, we decided to take it a little bit more easy today, and we are just driving around the northern parts of Senja. And right now we are at Trana. As I've been here many times before, I'm not that keen on shooting the same old mountains. I mean, Oksunan, they are in this direction over here, and I'm shooting now in this direction. I'm pointing a bit weirdly because I'm trying not to have this mic too close to my mouth, but yeah. Hope that works. But the problem is here during summer or late summer is that the sun sets kind of behind the Oksunan, and it just leaves them in shadow, but they are lighting up the mountains right in front of me here. You can have a look. So the strong light is already gone, but I have already worked on a bunch of compositions here, and I think some of them turned out quite good. I'm not really sure. There is some green stuff here in the foreground, and it looks quite interesting, but it's also kind of looks kind of nasty, to be honest, but at least it's something a little bit different, so I'm sure I'll show you a couple of those pictures right now. just arrived at Trana. It's basically a group of islands in the middle of the ocean outside the Norwegian coast. We have been driving a bit further south because it was super rainy. It's supposed to just rain the next days at Senja or in that area in general, so we just decided to drive further south, and the weather was better here. Right now it's very windy here, and I hope the sound is decent because I lost my windscreen for the microphone, so there's no like wind protection on it, and I have a feeling that's going to be a problem for me. But let's hope I can replace that. So Trana, you can see the mountains out here. The island with all the mountains, it's called Senja, I believe. So it looks very good. Just a little island with huge mountains on it. So my first composition is here. I have some problems with the wind and with the light. It looks like there's not going to be the best sunset tonight. We might try for sunrise, but right now I was just trying to I wanted to get something moody with kind of the conditions we had. So, and with all this wind, can't get reflections. It's a little bit difficult here, but I was actually thinking about doing something that I usually don't. I was just going to leave the foreground kind of a little bit out of focus and doing a longer exposure just so I can get some blur out of the grass because it keeps moving in the wind a lot. So I hope that gives some life to the picture. So we are now at the Marble Castle. This area is actually pretty cool. We visited here 2 days ago, and that was midday, so the light was horrible, and there was a bunch of people here, but at least we got to like get a little bit, get a feel of the place, just look around a little bit, see what's possible, and we decided to come back because I think there's a bunch of opportunities here for taking photos. It's this whole area here behind me, and you can see the river here. I hope you can hear me clearly because the river is quite noisy. I have moved to the side here. I'm not going to bother making any vlogs with the camera and stuff right next to the river here. It's just too noisy, I think. Currently in Alderweek. It's a place near Tromsø. I've never been here before, but I just came across this place kind of randomly online, and I thought it looked pretty cool. I thought it would be nice with a little change from the typical Senja scenery, which I'm so used to. But anyway, here we have some really cool rocks. They're kind of almost like rotten. It's kind of like paper. You can just pluck them apart with your hands if you want to, but they are very flat and they have all sorts of lines and patterns in them, which can lead out towards the ocean and towards the mountains on the other side of the ocean here. So I'm sure there are some good compositions here to be had, but the light looks it's pretty flat right now. I don't have high hopes for the sunset today, but that's okay, because I also have these walls here behind me. They look pretty cool. There are a lot of formations there too, and textures and stuff like that, some really strange looking rocks here. And I'm just shooting handheld because there are some nice blue flowers here, which I'm using to create some interest in the composition, so it's not just like black and gray, which these stones mostly are. So I just have to push the ISO a little bit because there's a little bit of wind, and these flowers are like feathers, so they move even though it's almost completely still. Just a little touch of wind and they move, so I have to push the ISO and keep the shutter speed up. You know, I said I didn't think we would get a nice sunset today. Well, I was very wrong. So this is pretty awesome. I've been running around like crazy now trying to find a composition, and I really hope I got something. The mountains over here, they catch the light really beautifully. Just like 10 minutes ago they were all red, this deep red color, and with some pink clouds above them, and it just looked out of this world. Really stunning conditions. So yeah, I really hope I got something. I wasn't really prepared to shoot in this direction, but I just don't have time to look at the files right now. I just wanted to make this quick vlog, so we'll see about the pictures later. So that's it for this video. We did visit some other places as well, but I didn't feel like including them as I felt like the video would be too long, and to be honest, those clips weren't that great anyway. So anyway, thanks for watching this video, and if you want to see more of my pictures, visit my Instagram at Chrisvang.